Before we get into what is shaping up to be one of the most exciting stories in South African rugby right now, I want to take a quick moment to speak directly to you. Yes, you, the person watching this video right now. If you are a rugby fan, if you bleed green and gold, if the Springboks mean something to you the way they mean something to millions of people across South Africa and around the world, then this channel was built for you. Every single day, we bring you the freshest Springbok news, transfer rumours, squad updates, player analysis, and everything in between. We do not waste your time. We get straight to the point and we back it up with facts. So if you have not already hit that subscribe button, please do it right now. It costs you absolutely nothing, but it means everything to us. It keeps this channel alive, it keeps the content coming, and every time we drop a new video, whether it is breaking news, match previews, or deep dives into what Rassie Erasmus is building towards the 2027 Rugby World Cup, you will be the first to know. So go ahead and subscribe, and while you are at it, smash that like button for us too. It helps more rugby fans find this channel, it helps us grow, and most importantly, it tells us that you want more of this content. We read every comment, we see every like, and we appreciate every single one of you who takes the time to show support. This community is something special, and the more of you that join it, the better this channel becomes. So subscribe, like, and let us get into this story, because this one is a big deal. South African rugby is in the middle of what can only be described as a golden era. The Springboks are back-to-back Rugby World Cup champions. They are the #1 ranked team on the planet. And under Rassie Erasmus, there is a clear sense that this squad is not just maintaining standards, but actively pushing to get better, deeper, and more dangerous with every single passing month. Part of that process involves something that has been generating serious buzz in rugby circles lately. The Springboks want to bring in another bok. The green machine is not satisfied. They are hungry for more. And what is happening right now behind the scenes tells you everything you need to know about how Rassie Erasmus thinks and operates. For those who have been following South African rugby closely, you will know that Rassie Erasmus is not your average head coach. The man is a visionary. He does not simply pick players and send them out onto the field. He builds environments, he builds systems, he builds cultures. And one of the most important things he does is build depth. Real, genuine, battle-tested depth that means when one player goes down, another one steps up and the quality does not drop. That philosophy is exactly what is driving the Springboks' latest push to expand their talent pool and bring another quality Springbok player fully into the fold ahead of what promises to be a massive international season. Earlier this year, Erasmus cast his net wide when he named a massive 49-man squad for the Springboks' first in-person alignment camp of 2026, held in Cape Town. The sheer size of that squad sent a message loud and clear. This was not about the here and now. This was about the bigger picture. 11 uncapped players were included in that group, 5 of them still operating within the junior Springbok system. Think about that for a second. These are players who have not yet pulled on a senior green and gold jersey, and yet Rassie Erasmus is already bringing them in, exposing them to the values, the systems, and the culture of the Springboks. That is not an accident. That is a master plan in motion. And the momentum has not slowed down one bit. Just days ago, Erasmus named another 40-man squad for the Springboks' second in-person alignment camp of the year, also held in Cape Town, running from the 19th to the 21st of May. The group includes 10 uncapped players, with 2 brand new first-time invitees turning heads. Lions loose forward Sibabalwe Mahashe and Sharks utility back Zekatelo Siaya have earned their shot through sheer hard work and outstanding form in the URC. These are not charity selections. These are players who have demanded attention through their performances at franchise level. And now, Rassie wants a proper look at them before the international season kicks into gear. But here is where it gets really interesting, because alongside all of this squad building and depth management, the Springboks are also looking to lock down the signature of another established bok. A player who has proven quality, who knows the Springbok system, and who still has plenty of high-level rugby left to give. This is the kind of targeted recruitment that separates elite programs from average ones. You do not sign players for the sake of it. You identify the gaps, you study the options, and you bring in the right person at the right time. That is exactly what Rassie Erasmus is doing. The build-up to the 2027 Rugby World Cup in Australia is well and truly underway, and South Africa's 2026 international calendar is absolutely stacked. The Boks will kick off the season against the Barbarians in a historic Kabeja doubleheader on the 20th of June, while an SAA side takes on Zimbabwe on the same day. After that, it is Nations Championship home clashes against England, Scotland and Wales. Then there are away fixtures against Argentina, New Zealand and Australia. And to close out the year, there is a European tour in November, with tests against Italy, France and Ireland before the Nations Championship finals weekend in London. That is a mountain of test rugby. That is a calendar that demands depth at every single position on the park. And that is precisely why Rassie Erasmus is working overtime to bring every quality Springbok available into his setup. The broader landscape also tells an important story here. Several established Springbok players have either been on the move or heavily linked with moves in recent months. Scrum half Grant Williams, who has been phenomenal for the Sharks, has drawn significant overseas interest, with at least one formal offer reportedly already placed in front of him. Kwagga Smith, the dynamic and physical back row forward, who has been a key part of the famous bomb squad, has been linked with a potential move to French club Castres Olympique ahead of next season. And exciting fly half Marnie Libok has already packed his bags and made the jump to Japan, joining Hanazono Kintetsu Liners earlier this season after playing a major role in the Stormers' resurgence in recent years. Players are moving, the landscape is shifting, and Rassie Erasmus has to stay one step ahead of all of it. That is why the push to bring in another established Bok is so important right now. When experienced players depart for overseas opportunities, when veterans are managing workloads ahead of a World Cup, when injuries start to bite at the worst possible times, you need players who already understand the Springbok way. You need players who can slot into the environment without a lengthy adjustment period. You need experience to sit alongside youth, because in any winning squad environment, the older heads are just as valuable as the exciting emerging talent. They are the ones who set the standard in training. They are the ones who pull young players aside and tell them exactly what it takes to perform at test level, week in and week out. And there is young talent arriving in serious numbers right now. Stormers flanker Paul de Villiers has been one of the standout performers in the URC this season. The 22-year-old former junior Springbok captain has pace, physicality and a brilliant ability at the breakdown that makes him a genuine problem for any opposition. He has been in the alignment camp environment and the question is no longer whether he is good enough, the question is when. Then there is the brilliant Sacha feinberg-mngomezulu, who took the rugby world by storm in 2025 and showed that the future of South African rugby at fly half is in extraordinarily safe hands. The 23-year-old scored the most points ever by a Springbok in a single test match and delivered one elite performance after another throughout the year. He is no longer just a prospect, he is a player. The Springboks also received a major boost when it was confirmed that performance analyst Joe Lewis has been brought into the coaching and support staff. Lewis was poached from the England camp, where he had been working closely under Steve Borthwick, and his expertise in lineouts, rolling mauls and defensive systems is already being talked about as a brilliant addition to an already formidable Springbok operation. Former Springbok assistant coach Matt Proudfoot called the signing a masterstroke, and when someone of Proudfoot's experience and knowledge uses that word, you take notice. This is a program that leaves no stone unturned. Everything that Rassie Erasmus is doing right now is pointed directly at one target: arriving at the 2027 Rugby World Cup in Australia as the best prepared, deepest and most dangerous team on the planet. 3 consecutive World Cup titles would be the stuff of legend. It has never been done before in the professional era, and the Springboks are not just dreaming about it, they are building for it. Piece by piece, player by player, camp by camp. The signing of another established Bok is just the latest move in what is becoming one of the most impressive long-term coaching operations in the history of the sport. This is what greatness looks like when it is being constructed with purpose and intent.